Hi everyone, and welcome to Sam's Aha Moments. And the aha moment for today is all about forgiveness, right? So, I always used to think that forgiveness is just sanctimonious, right? And it's just something that crazy religious people do. I really did, right? And it's so much more than that, right? It's not about dogma at all. It's really not. And it's really a powerful tool for you to actually heal yourself and raise your vibration, right? And it's a tool for letting go. And one of my favorite analogies, which is, you've probably heard this, is if you hold on to a glass of water for a little while, it probably doesn't hurt you that much, but if you hold on to it for an hour, then your arm starts to ache, right? And then if you hold on to it for a day, then your whole body starts to shut down, which is basically what happens when we have events or traumas that either happen or seem to happen to us, or things that we need to forgive ourselves for, things that we are not proud of. And we have both. We all do. We all have both. And there is no one in this world that does not have some sort of karma, right? It just is if you don't, then you probably ascended, right? So sorry, I'm having fun with this, right? So forgiveness is really a way of transmuting negative energy and raising your vibration. So for me, I had to forgive all the sexual trauma that had happened to me on 3 separate occasions. And sexual trauma is, I'm naming those 3 separate occasions, but there's so many times when people would just pinch my ass, and I have to tell you, it used to really, no one pinches my ass anymore, but it would really annoy me, because that's someone who's assumed that you're okay with that action when you've not given them permission, and that's really, where integrity comes into play, right? That's something that I am relearning at the moment, right? But my whole point around forgiveness is that sometimes things happen to you and you have to forgive yourself. And your logical mind will say, well, why would I have to forgive myself? Because I did not do that to myself, right? The reason why you do it is because if you have negative emotions around what happened, so for me, sexual trauma, I had emotions of shame that I'd been carrying in my energy field and in my subconscious mind for well over 20 years, right? And when I released it, when I tapped through it, when I spoke my truth, that energy lifted from my cellular body. It lifted from my physical body, and the kind of menstrual cramps that I used to experience when I had my period disappeared completely, and it was another level of freedom, right? I was able to grow and expand and share more and more and more and help people, right? Help people that had been through the same thing. So forgiveness is really beneficial. It's so beneficial. And forgiving yourself for anything that's happened to you is not what the logical mind evaluates it to be, right? It really is about transmuting energy, right, into the energy that you desire. And it really is about unconditional love. It really, really is. And becoming emotionally responsible for yourself. So what forgiveness is not is saying to the other person that that's okay, right? It really is not that. You don't want someone pinching your ass, then don't give them permission to do it, right? It's not in integrity, it's not in alignment with you. So always express your truth, right? Was the other thing I was going to say was, you don't have to change your environment to forgive somebody, but if you've forgiven somebody, you don't have to be with them. You don't, because it might not be in alignment for you, and actually you're hurting each other by trying to make that thing work, right? Where, if you are, I don't know, someone that likes to travel and your partner is someone that doesn't like to travel, then you might not be in alignment with each other, and that's okay, right? It really is individual to every single person. right? So there is no right or wrong. And then the other side of it is that, you know, when you forgive yourself for things that you have done, you're moving past your ego. You are, and you're becoming greater than that thing that is trying to protect you and justify or evaluate or defend your actions. There's been so many things in my own life that I've come clean about, that I had to forgive myself for. And the reason why I did that was, so I don't repeat it. Because, you know, if I've made that mistake, I don't want to do it again. And if it's stuck in my subconscious mind, which is much more powerful than my conscious mind, your subconscious will always lead you back, right? It's like this, it's like the sat nav, it's like the satellite navigation system. And whatever beliefs you've got in there, if they're wired strongly with emotion, it will always take you back to the same feeling, the same emotion. It might look slightly different, it might even look exactly the same, right? But it's the easiest way to change your life, right? Changing from the inside out, because you can do it through willpower and action, but you know, it's not always as effective, and it takes a lot longer. It can take a really long time, and it can also feel really hard. Whereas if you change yourself from the inside out, you're already living in joy. You already know who you are, and you're already following your alignment, right, for who you are. That actually you shift through things really quickly, and you're not dependent upon the external circumstances for how you're feeling, right? And that is really powerful. And I've got to say, it's everything. It really is, it's everything. And as you do that, like, you start to not only find your own freedom and your own mastery, and that you're not feeling the need to be validated by anything outside of you, and you can find love for yourself in that way. You're actually helping others to wake themselves up and to find their own love for themselves, and to follow their own journey, and to be authentically themselves, right? Because you're not placing conditions upon them. Well, you know, anyway, I can get into this. So forgiveness is really underrated, and it's a powerful energetic tool. And how do you know whether you've like really forgiven something? Is when it doesn't bother you anymore. I mean, really doesn't bother you anymore. And I don't mean you can evaluate it, I mean you feel it. You know, if it's on your mind, it's still bugging you, right? If when you talk about it, if you might have small reactions to it, but if you find it hard to talk about, it's still in your energy field. Whereas if you can talk about it then without any shame, and without being completely honest about it, and share it with anyone, then you've really let it go. All right, guys, take care. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so take care, have a wonderful day, and I have one free session tomorrow, so you can follow me on Facebook if you want, and you can contact me on Messenger if you want to try a forgiveness session, actually, because it's really fun. The other thing I was going to say was I might do a video series around this on tapping. Let's see what the ideas are. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye.